The Super Nintendo or Super Famicom is one of the best retro consoles to have with a huge library of awesome games. In this video I will review a device called Super Everdrive X5 which allows you to play all Super Nintendo games on original hardware via an SD card. Press the like button and share the video, and let's get started. The Super Everdrive is part of the Everdrive set of devices which allows playing retro games on retro consoles' original hardware. And for Super Nintendo, there are some options to choose from. They are the X5, the X6 and the FX pack. In this video I will review the lowest of the bunch, which is the X5 at the price of just $60. The Super Nintendo cartridges back in the day were not the same, meaning that some of them had special chips inside of them to give them other functionality, namely Mode 7 graphics manipulation, which are known in the retro gaming community as special chips games, which are not playable on all Everdrives. To make it simple, the X5 allows you to play all Super Nintendo library excluding special chips games and Satellaview BSX games. This means that you can play over 95% of the library for a cheap price of just $60, which is awesome. You can check the link in description for full comparison between them. The first step is to get an SD card and format it as FAT32, which is easy to do, but pressing the like button will make it easier for sure. Then download the operating system from Crick's website, which I posted its link below, unzip it, then copy the folder SPED to the root of the SD card. After that, just copy your game ROMs to the SD card and organize them as you desire in multiple folders. You are now ready to play. Plug everything in and power on the console. After powering on, you are greeted with this simple menu where it shows the root contents of your SD card. As you can see, I have different folders which contain the games. Here in this menu, the A button is the action button which enters the folder, while the B button is the cancel or back button which gets you out of the folder, while the select button opens the options menu. Once you open the menu, you will get these options which I will explain line by line. The first line, options, has Everdrive's various settings such as the super key which eliminates the region locks, cheats for enabling and disabling cheats, swap A-B button switches functions of A and B in the menu, while quick reset allows you to return to the game menu when you press the physical reset button. If quick reset is off, then the physical reset button will reset the currently selected game. Hide SPED option hides the OS folder, which is always good to do. File sorting sorts games and folders alphabetically, which should always be on. Now back to main menu. Recently played option lets you see the games which you played recently. The option random game runs a random game in case you want that. Cheats allows you to enter cheat codes. Device info shows info about your Everdrive cartridge, and the option diagnostics runs some tests to your system to make sure you have no error. And finally, the about option shows you info about the Everdrive creator and company, as well as some menu controls. Let's see now how to run the games. I will choose Sunset Riders for example. I go down to the required game and press the A button to see this mini screen. Select and start means the game is selected and started immediately, while select only makes the Everdrive select this game. The selected game can be started by pressing the start button at any time in the menu, even after powering off the console and powering it on again. It is useful when you want to select a game to play, then search for another one. In case you couldn't find a better game, you can just press the start to play it without returning to its folder. Cheats are explained earlier, but here it is per game. ROM info shows information about the selected ROM, such as its size. Okay, now select and start on Sunset Riders, and as seen it starts immediately, exactly as original cartridge. Now I will press reset button on the Super Famicom and it will return me to the same place I was before starting the game, while powering it off then on returns me to the main menu. And as explained earlier, pressing the start button will load the selected game. The 5X can also play translated games and other region games as well as homebrew titles, basically any ROM compatible with the Super Nintendo system. However, trying a game which uses special chips won't work, such as Yoshi's Island and F-Zero. You either have glitches or the game just won't start on the 5X. Despite all that, pressing the like button and share definitely helps your gaming experience. It is worth mentioning that save feature works perfectly fine exactly as original cartridges, which is a huge feature to have, so you do not need to reset the system every time you save your game. Now let's speak about the pros and cons of this device. For pros, it plays over 95% of the entire library for a very cheap price of about $60, which is very affordable. Another good point is that the game loading and menu loading is immediate, without any lag or loading time. Also, save game feature works seamlessly as original cartridges. It certainly has many good points, but these are the major ones that I can think of as of this video. As for cons though, for me I find the menu to be overly simplified and there are no thumbnails or pictures per game, which is a highly requested feature, at least for me. I also didn't like that it doesn't have an in-game menu which forces you to keep going at the console and pressing the reset button whenever you want to change the game. Another feature important to people and doesn't exist, which is the save state. So you must rely on regular saving feature like original cartridges, which is fine by me, but many people are actually requesting the save state feature to be always on the Everdrives. Another negative point is that it doesn't play special chips games, but you cannot really consider it a negative point since it's advertised as a budget option and doesn't play such games in the first place. And the Everdrive collection already has options for you if you want the full library including special chip games. So after this review, what is my final opinion on this device? Well, if you are on a tight budget, then get this device immediately without thinking. The price is very low for what you can get and what you can play. With this device you can play almost 95% or even more of the full library of the Super Nintendo and Super Famicom, except the special chips games, which are mainly some racing games. However, if you really insist on playing the full library, then you should get the FX Pack Everdrive device instead of this one. But that of course comes with a price. The FX Pack is about $220, while this device is just $60. So the choice is yours eventually. And with that said, it is the end of this video, and I hope that I will see you in the next video. Please press the like button and share the video because it will help the channel a lot. You can check the channel for more retro gaming videos and engineering videos, as well as other miscellaneous videos if you are interested. So see you next time.